it's August 4th, and I'm here with Clint Gregory with the Bow Only Pro Shop, and he set my new Elite up. It's a Ritual 30. It's a lot shorter, lighter bow than what I've been shooting. I've been shooting PSE for a long time, but we'll see what this one's going to do. It'll be a little lighter in the woods. Actually, Clint, he sets a lot of strings up for people and bows, and he's actually an elite dealer.
Yeah, I think you're going to be pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, changing a lot. I'm actually going to put a gold, black gold, 6-pin, right, slider? 5-pin slider.
5-pin and 7 white tip.
What are these?
Those are gold tip kinetic pierced platinums. That's what I shoot. Really good arrows. A little bit lighter than some of the heavier ones out there, but still on the heavy side. A little smaller diameter. It's going to be good for shooting a little bit longer distance because you've got less surface area, a little smaller diameter to get better penetration, and they're a really consistent arrow. So I've sold quite a bit of these. I've sold a lot of the kinetic chaoses, which these are just kind of just a little bit smaller diameter version of those. I've had good luck with them so far, so that's kind of why we set them up for you going out west. Take a little bit longer shots and things like that. I think these are going to be really good arrows for you. We'll just get everything, finish getting this done, and then just got a paper tune it. Everything else has been done. Cams are synchronized. Draw length sitting right at 27.5, just a little bit over 70 pounds, which is where it needs to be. And we just got to set the draw cord for the arrow rest, shoot it through paper, make sure I got a good tear through the paper, and then just tie the peep side in where it needs to be for you. Get you on right.
This one here, this one's got a what do you adjust on this one?
They're actually mod specific. So
you got to put the
yeah. So I have to put it in the press, and then there's 3 mod screws I have to take out, and then from there you just kind of have to take the cables off, and then put the new mods on. That one obviously it came what draw length that we decided that you needed. The mod specific, the draw stops, you can adjust them in and out just a little bit. The only reason for that is if you wanted less than 90% runoff, which is like good thing. at least not the bow hunters. So, I think in the 5 years that I've sold Elite, it's actually funny, it's 5 years today I actually started selling Elite. I think I've only had one person, maybe, in this 5 years that's actually wanted it less than 90% on these bows. So. We'll wait with these two. Way it's not using a big tip when you try to pull it out of the target, and so on and so forth.
Right. Fixing to send some arrows. Actually tying the peep sight in right now.
Just a minute and we'll be ready to roll.
Get home and get a bunch of arrows sent to these up.
You got plenty of them.
So these are pretty any 100 grams won't fit in here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're still your standard thread.
Yeah.
Everything else will work. They did that. They tapered it out. That way, you're not having to go with the threads are still the same, but that way you're not having to go with a smaller diameter practice tip. And that way, if you're shooting to a bag or something.
What weight do you think you got that at now? About 60?
What, your draw weight?
No, weight. What weight? Yeah, what weight poundage is it on?
And right now it's maxed out. It's just a smidgen under 71. It's like 70.8 if you want to be exact.
with these arrows, what do you think it's going to shoot, like 290?
400 grains. Mine at 20. Mine at 28.5, 70. Mine are 450. I'm shooting in the low to mid 290s. So you should probably be about the same because you're an inch shorter on draw length, but your arrows are about 50 grains lighter, about 55 grains lighter. So you should be touching 290 with what you got, which is plenty. I remember when not even 5 years ago, any bow that shot this smooth, I was begging for 270.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Even some of the older elites that I had, they were kicking like 268, 272, and now they've just gotten so much more efficient that the speeds that they're getting out of them are so great, and they still feel just as.
Okay.
Basically, what you're going to do with this sight is I take this and I bottom it up, all the way up. That way when you run it, you got it sighted 20-60, you put the sight tape on there. If you shoot 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever the case may be, when you're done, you don't even have to look. You just bring it all the way back up and you're back at zero. And then that, you can lock it down if you need to. Even if it is unlocked, this has still got enough tension that it's not real loose. So what I do is I back it up, I bottom it all the way up, so see we're locked, and then right there, yeah, it's set. So then what I do, I bottom it out all the way up, lock that down, and then you'll sight this thing in just like you do a normal 5-pin, because you can move it, you can loosen that, move this up and down, move that left and right. So what we'll do is we'll go out there, we'll start it, we'll just send 1 or 2 right at 10, just to make sure that we're at least on target, which I'll get it left and right pretty close. Then we'll just back up to 20. Usually I like my top pin to be about 3/4 of the way up, usually where they have it already. So what we'll do is we'll move the whole sight ring at 20 and get you dead on there. And then from there, all you're going to be doing is just your individual pins. Yeah. And and I can even get them I can give it a ballpark range of where it needs to be. But then what you're going to do is you're going to do your 20 to 60. And then what you'll do from there is they give you a bunch of sight tapes. All these sight tapes are done in relation to speed. But I still take it with a little bit of a grain of salt because different arrows, even at the same speeds, get different flight characteristics. Even if they're tuned right, you could get some, with something that's got less drag like this. It might at 50 yards, it might be shooting faster than an arrow at the same weight. It's a larger diameter, less drag. But you see, they're all within 1.5 foot of each other. 249, 250 and a half, 252. So, like, let's say for example, we say you're probably around 290. Let's see, here's one that's 291. Or if we want to be closer, or if we want to go a little bit lower, 289, 288. So this isn't accurate, for example. But what you're going to do, this is the way I found it works the easiest, but you'll literally take this and you'll set it in there, and you'll find whichever tape, once you know you have 20 to 60, like I can go out to 60 yards and I can hit in a Coke can, however your consistency is going to be. I'll take that and I'll find whichever one that the 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60 on the tape match the 20 to 60 on the pins. Once you find out whichever one it is, like let's say for example, let's say it's 288. Cut that out. What I do is I take this half, because this is for left and right hand, see how it's coming numbers on both sides? You take this side, keep it, and then what you'll do, like let's say for example, is you'll take this side, cut it right down the middle, and then put it, and we'll know what I do, is you'll put the 60 right on that, because you've got 20 to 60, and we'll let your 60 be your floater. Your 60 will be your 70, your 80, your 90. Because if you were to use the top pin, you've got to move it that much farther. And then you're getting your sight picture gets real crazy.
So all the way up to 60
Yeah. Exactly. So what I do is I cut all that out, and then I'll take the 20 to 50, cut it off completely. And then I get the 60, and I'll put the 60 right on the needle, and then you get 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and then from there you just go out and verify it.
Right.
9 times out of 10 it's there. If for some reason it's not, they do leave right here. Usually they leave a couple more, but right here they do leave you a blank section. This is just sticker. You can always just, if that doesn't work, or if you're like, it's just a little low, if you start shooting low, then go with the one that's the next one slower. Right. And just try it. Or if you're like, screw it, I don't really want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Just take a blank tape, you can make your own. That's how they used to be. Back 5-6 years ago, I think the first one of these I had was 8 years ago. When the original one, the original black one was sent. And they didn't even have these. They just had blank tapes. So I put a blank tape on there, and I had it the same way. I had 70, 80, 90, 100. That worked just fine. But this way, they kind of take the guesswork out for you. But other than that, it's really simple. It sounds more complicated than it really is.
Right.
That's it right there. Aim for that second.
That's it right there.
I'll shoot through.